Okay, we got a 1997 Crown Victoria here. We're having an overheating issue where it's the heat's climbing up and like 3/4 of the way, then it'll go back down. We're not really for sure what's going on at this point. The fans appear to be operating just fine. It's got actually got two fans on here, and they're operating fine. So kind of rule that out. So we're just going to be looking at this and seeing what we can figure out. You'll notice I got it up on ramps here already. What I'm going to do here at first, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to do a block test, and then we're going to see about putting a thermostat on here. And usually in a case like this, a thermostat would be the culprit. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Okay, we got the hood up here. Obviously, we're going to want to make sure that this is completely cooled down before we start to mess with any of this. We've got a clean drain pan here. If we come over here to where this hose is located and you look down into there, if you can see, there is a drain spigot right there. It's probably like a, you can use an Allen or a 3/4 or something. We'll figure out what. And then you also see a little drain hose coming off of it there. See that drain hose? And there's a hole down there that's actually supposed to be routed into there. So we're going to want to feed that down in that hole there. And we'll get underneath and position our drain pan. And we'll just slowly start turning that. Probably just get a socket like a 3/4 or something, and we'll start turning that there. Probably going to be, we got a shroud down there in the way. I'm not sure how I'm going to get to it. Really don't want to take the shroud off, but we'll see here. Okay, so over here on the driver's side, we come back behind this bumper here, and you can see that there is a plastic tab right here. This has already been broken. But what we can do is just pull that back, and we can reach right in there and get to that easily. Now I've kind of got the hose stuck down here. So once this is cooled off, we'll go ahead, start taking that loose, and we'll drain this down a little bit, maybe a gallon or two. The main thing is we want it to be low enough for when we're going to do this block test first, and we're going to be also replacing the thermostat, so we want the coolant to be low enough where it's not going to be a problem. Okay, so I've just got a 19 millimeter here, and it's working real well, and I've already got this loose here, and it didn't take much to break it loose. And so we're going to go ahead and get our drain pan over here. Okay, and I got it opened up here. Be careful, don't open it too much. It'll start coming out around that screw there. Just open it up enough where it's coming out the hose there. So a little bit come out. We'll have to go up and remove the cap here to get it flowing some more. Okay, and there we have it draining. Like I said, we'll drain out a gallon or so. It should be enough. And we'll just save this. I got a clean pan. We'll just reuse it. It doesn't look bad at all. Once we get it drain out about a gallon, I'll just turn the plug and snug it back down there. Okay, so we got a block tester here. We've got some block tester fluid that you'll need, and this is just some blue fluid, and we just pour a little bit in here, and this is going to go into this tool. You can get this as a loaner tool from your part stores. I got this AutoZone. There's the part number, and all we do is put a little bit of fluid up to this line, and we just pour it in there. This little bulb will go on. That little part there will go in there, and then we'll come over here and connect it to this, and then as the engine is running, we will pump this and see if we get any change in the color. If it starts turning yellow, green, or whatever, we'll know we got a problem. Now, coolant, I would like to see it down lower than that. You don't want it contaminating. But I drained about a gallon out, and I think that it'll be fine. So we're going to go ahead and get this fluid poured into this, and then we'll get over here and get the car cranked up and test this out before we proceed on any farther. Okay, you can see we got it pretty close to the line there, so we're ready to go ahead and get over here and crank the car up. Okay, so we got it cranked up and running here, and we're going to see what happens. If this changes color to yellow or green or whatever, and it'll usually do it fairly quick, we'll know we have an issue. We'll let it run for a minute, see if we detect. We should be detecting some CO2 in here by now. If it had some in there, if it's got a head gasket problem. And there's always the possibility that we could have an issue with our temperature sensor as well. But I'm not getting any change. It's staying blue. So we know we don't have an issue there, at least that I can tell. So you'll just pump this bulb a little bit and watch it, and you'll know pretty quick. See them change like almost immediately. We'll go to a green or a yellow. So I think we can probably rule this out here. Okay, so here's the thermostat that we're going to be using here, and it comes with this little O-ring thing here. So that's going to be our next step. This came from O'Reilly's. They had this in stock. So we're going to go ahead and get started over here getting this removed. Okay, so we're going to go up here and we're going to follow this hose back up here. This is going to be the location of our thermostat, and what we're going to want to do is get these two 10 millimeters here out, and I'm not going to fuss with removing this clamp unless I have to. We're just going to take these two out, and we'll get a pan underneath just in case we lose a little bit of coolant. Doing this, I did drain it down, but it's always possible we could lose some more coolant here. Okay, so we've got a 10 millimeter with a little bit of an extension there down onto that first bolt, and these are extremely tight, and I'm always concerned anytime a small bolt like this is so tight that there's going to be some kind of issues with the threads being stripped. And it's going into aluminum. You got a plastic housing here, so a simple task can turn into an ordeal in a hurry if you go to stripping things out. You can see that that's cracked right there. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but the only way to fix that is replacing this whole entire plastic intake here, and everything goes into it, the injectors and everything. It's the whole intake. You can get them, I've seen them online for like $100 for the whole thing, but it would really be a job. So I don't think that this is going to be a problem, because where it's cracked is where the bolt's going, and not necessarily have anything to do with the coolant. So we're going to go ahead and remove both of these bolts here, and I'm hoping that I don't lose a lot of coolant doing this. So there's that first bolt. It's kind of a long 3 or 4 inch bolt there. So we'll go ahead and get this other one here, and we'll pop this up off here. Okay, I just wanted to show you how I was going about getting this loose. I got a kind of a long orange pry bar. I was coming in like back through here, and I kind of hooked one little corner right there. And then all I was doing was taking this and kind of rocking it, bumping it against the back of this housing right here, and that was able to pop it up and off of there. Just kind of rocking it a little bit. So it's trying to be gentle. Obviously that's got some corrosion. There's a crack on the plastic part there, so just trying to be gentle. And there's the old seal. So you can see it just kind of sets down in there on top. So there is the old thermostat. Looks like the hole is right here at about what would be 5 o'clock for me. So now we're just gonna gently lift that out of there, and we'll see. Go ahead and pop this new one in and put it back in the same orientation there. So we'll go ahead and get the new one out here. Okay, here's a comparison. As far as it goes, this one is a little bit different from that one. So we'll see what happens. It definitely looks to be just ever so slightly. Well, it's longer, but it's definitely, you can tell that it's got a bigger base on it there. It's way bigger, but I don't know that it'll make any difference. But we're going to see if it'll fit in here now. Okay, so we're just setting it back in here. We put the little tab back at 5 o'clock because that's where it was, and it sets down in there perfectly fine. We've got the old gasket to peel off of that part, and then we'll get our new gasket set down in here. Alright, so I'm just setting this seal in here. I just got a little bit of clean coolant I put around it. Just drop it right down onto the top of that. Now you notice I put a little white lithium around these pins because they were rusting a little bit, so I'm hoping that'll make it slide on a little better. Now also, just to show you, you'll notice the bevel on this. So the way this seats in here with that bevel, it goes in there and it gets against that seal, so it ensures that you don't have any leaks. So we just drop it right back down on them pins there. It'll line itself back up, and then we'll go ahead and get our bolts started back in here. And we'll start snugging these down, and then we'll just torque them. Okay, now we're going to torque these to 18 foot-pounds or 216 inch-pounds. I've got it set to 216 inch-pounds. I feel like this is a little more accurate than my just double check it a couple times. Okay, and that's all we need to do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put back what coolant that I took out of the system. I've got a fill bucket here that I can attach to this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and just fill it up and kind of work the air out of it here. Okay, so after topping off the coolant, I've just been driving this thing around. If you don't have the tank to work the air out, you don't really need to worry. Just fill it up as much as you can and top it off and just drive it, work the air out, and just refill it as needed. All I did was top it off, and I've been driving, and it's been just fine. I really didn't take that much coolant out. So I've been driving it around. As you can see, the gauge there is just barely at the above the squiggly line, and I've been driving it around through some hilly roads and stuff, and it's not moved much above that. So it was climbing up around, getting close to 3/4, dropping back down, just moving around all over the place. And you know, I've driven around pretty good here through town, idling, and it's not moved from that. It's actually cooling back down a little more here, but when I was driving, it wasn't far above the little squiggly lines there where the temperature part is. So I think that's going to do it for this video. It looks like we have fixed that issue. You know, a lot of times it is the thermostat. So the thermostat was only I think 11 or 12 bucks with tax and everything for the thermostat and the seal, so it was a really cheap fix. We just added back the coolant, and if we need any more, we'll add a little bit more to it. So I hope that you found the video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. As always, I invite you to subscribe, and I thank you for watching.